I am so happy to have you here today. As per usual, please excuse the squeaking. There is a puppy in the room and her squeaky toy is her favorite toy. I feel like I have so much to share with you guys today. I have been collecting the clips that you'll see in this video over a couple months now actually, and there's a noticeable difference in the weather between what you'll see and what the weather is now. The summer was so hectic for us. I definitely had more plans to make videos than what I was actually able to do because things got really hectic really quickly, but I am happy to be back. It's my favorite season. I'm sure it's a lot of your guys' favorite season as well. And I'm happy to have a lot more time to make videos. Today I thought I would just show you what we've been up to specifically over August and September. As a lot of you guys will know, this is our first year having a garden. So one of the major things we got to do at the end of the summer and the beginning of autumn was harvesting. And oh my gosh, was that fun. We had a lot to harvest. We had strawberries, we had potatoes, we had different flowers like calendula and lavender, and we had tons and tons and tons of tomatoes as well. It was really great to be able to not only harvest our own food and prepare it and eat it, but also with the flowers. I've been making calendula oil that I hope to make into different salves, different lip balms, maybe even some soaps. And with the lavender, there's like endless things you can do with lavender. I'm gonna bake with some of it and then equally hope to make some soaps as well. That might be something that ends up in the shop one day, who knows. Right now I'm just having fun experimenting.
We got a brand new day. Good love is on the way, and if you take my hand, I'll walk with you to Georgia. Have you ever been in love? Dove in from high above, and if the answer's no, well then I'd like to get to know ya. And though I know these lights are blinding, I will guide us home. 'Cause I don't know what I've been told. The weather outside is not that cold, and if you take my hand, I'll walk with you to Georgia. And I don't know what those men see, but I see you right next to me. And if you take my hand, I'll walk with you to Georgia. A brand new night, and good love will soon arrive. And when it does, then come a little closer. Have you ever seen the stars burn out into the dark, and as they go say, it was nice to know ya. And though I know these lights are blinding, I will guide us home. I don't know what I've been told. The weather outside is not that cold, and if you take my hand, I'll walk with you to Georgia. And I don't know what those men see, but I see you right next to me. And if you take my hand, I'll walk with you to Georgia.
be able to grow our own as it is. We obviously didn't get to put up the raised beds that we were hoping to this year, but that is on the list for next year. So really looking forward to that. We've also just been readying our home for autumn. As you can see behind me, we've done some renovations in the house, which I think I talk about in my next video, so I won't get too into it here, but we got built-in bookshelves, we redid the floor in our living room, and we've just been decorating as well. One of my favorite things to do is to decorate the home with things that are both useful and beautiful. One of my favorite quotes is the William Morris quote, "Have nothing in your home that you do not know to be useful or believe to be beautiful," which is actually a segue. A quote that I have made into a bookmark that I designed that will be going up in my shop soon. So stay tuned for that. If you'd like to have a look at the bookmark, I do currently have a picture of it on my Instagram, which is always linked in the description box. So you can have a look because that will be coming very soon to the shop. But I've definitely been putting that to good use and getting some things that we need that I also like the look of. And it's been really fun to scour like Etsy and eBay and all of these different places to find antique pieces, as that is more my style. I definitely am more like cluttercore, I think is the name for it. As you can see, I'm not minimalist by any stretch of the imagination. And yeah, I'm always collecting little antiques or vintage pieces to put around the house, and I'm far too much of like a chaotic creative person to be a minimalist. And yeah, I mean, definitely not trying to go minimal. And as well as being able to buy secondhand pieces and antique pieces for the house, I've been really dipping into my creativity and putting that to good use. I have finished a few needlework projects that will be hung up around probably this room actually, eventually. One of them is totally ready to go, but I cannot find a frame to fit it. So I think I'm gonna have to get a custom frame. I'll be showing that in an upcoming episode of The Last Makes, episode 2, because I know I made one and everybody really enjoyed it. And then I didn't make another one and I really want to. So I'll be showing that in another episode. But crafts are just, I mean, I make a living by making things. It makes me very, very happy, and it's really boosted my confidence. And it's also, I think, just a great way to add a personal touch. I would much rather hang up things that Lewis and I have made together or painted or sketched or what have you, than buy a bunch of art. Although we have our own art pieces as well. We are art addicts. We don't really have the budget for art addicts, but we do have a few pieces that we've collected since we've been together that we will be hanging up soon. But I really like that mix. I think it's a nice way to add a personal touch to the house. And in addition to that, I've just been really taking inspiration from the seasons and creating for myself, which is really nice, as well as the shop and for the house. It's just been nice to take out some time for me. I'm trying to be a lot more diligent about using my sketchbook on a weekly basis. I would like to get up to a daily basis, but things have been very hectic. So I don't want to put that pressure on myself just yet, but hopefully we will get to a daily basis with the sketchbook. But I've been painting and sketching and exploring different ways of making things, and that's been incredible. And as per usual, my main inspiration is nature and the seasons and the landscape of Scotland, and I always feel like the autumn is a new start of the year. I was actually watching Gardener's World the other day, and Monty Don said that the beginning of October is like New Year's Day for gardeners, because they're always planning for the next year, planning ahead. And I feel like that just in general for my life. I always feel like October is the beginning of something new and something great, and I get really excited and really inspired at the beginning of October. So yeah, I've been feeling really good. I definitely have the itch to get back to my sewing machine. It's been a little while since I've been at the machine. I always want to be sketching something or making something. I'm knitting like mad at the moment, which is awesome. So yeah, it's been a really good change. September's a hard month for me for a whole host of personal reasons, and this year in particular it was very difficult. So October feels like a breath of fresh air, which is just, oh, it's just fabulous. The other major change I wanted to talk to you guys about was we have a greenhouse. So this is going back to like the outdoor changes of the house. But we bought a greenhouse, and this is so exciting. We were hoping to have one at the beginning of the summer, but as is expected, prices are quite high at the beginning of the summer. Most people get their greenhouses in the spring and summer, so we waited till the end and ended up finding a really good option for us. It's quite sizable actually, and I've got tons of footage of Lewis and I putting it together, which I will show you guys now.
I've heard a story, I've heard it said, I've come to believe that love is a bet. Sometimes you win and sometimes you lose it.
So funny thing about this footage is you'll see at the end that Lewis and I look a little bit confused, and the reason for that is that we got sent a wrong part to the greenhouse. So basically there are these two parts that do the same thing but at opposite angles. I really don't know how to explain it better than that, but we got sent two of the same angle, and because it's got like a more traditional roof, that didn't work. So we had to contact the company and get them to send out the right part. They ended up sending two by accident, which is fine, we have spares now. But needless to say, we then had to like go back. So it actually took a lot longer. We were expecting to have this greenhouse done in a couple days. It took like a couple weeks between the delay in getting the right parts and the weather, and then we had people coming to stay. So it took a long time to get the greenhouse together, but we finally did it.
Go easy my hunger, easy my head, bringing me fire, bringing me water, taking me high, taking me down.
It's a total dream. I've been using the greenhouse at the moment just to read in. It's a nice outdoor space. I love the sound of the rain. We've been getting a lot of rain and a lot of wind. The wind is less nice. The greenhouse we got is a plastic version instead of a glass version. Nowadays glass ones are actually quite difficult to find, and they're very expensive, and we just needed a greenhouse. Maybe one day we'll be able to get a glass one that's a little bit more permanent, but we just really wanted a greenhouse. So we went with the option where the panes of glass are actually like a really hard plastic, and it's perfect. I mean, it works perfectly. It's exactly what we needed. And it's big as well, which is fabulous. So I need to get some tables and a chair, and I need to, one side I'm gonna set up a bed for growing more tomatoes next year, maybe try some corn. I know I'm in Scotland, but like maybe I can try and get some corn. I don't think my mother-in-law's had too much success with it, but I would love to give it a go one year. Anyway, I've got lots of plans for that. I'm also going to put fairy lights in it. I'm just so excited. I think that'll be a whole video in and of itself, setting up my greenhouse, because I'd like to use it not only as a greenhouse and a potting area for when the weather's not very nice, but also as an area for Lewis and I to be able to sit out when the weather's not lovely, but we want to be outside and have a drink. And you know, it can be a really nice multi-purpose outdoor space that we can use when the weather's kind of crappy. So I'm looking forward to setting that up, but it's probably going to be a little while because I have to save up a little bit of money. And it won't be anything fancy, but I just need it to work. It's just needed to work for a purpose. And that pretty much brings everything up to date, I think. As you can tell, we've been focusing a lot on the house. I think this room, the living room, is done. And like I said, you'll see it in my next vlog, which is going up next week. But other than hanging up some pieces of art and getting some more furniture, which we're just doing over time, this room is pretty much done. It's painted, the bookshelves are in, and we got the floor in, and those were like the major things that needed to get done, and they're done. So that's really good. And then other than that, it's just been the garden, which has pretty much gone over. We didn't have tons this year because it's our first year, but it's pretty much done and gone over now. So it's just prepping for next spring. I have some bulbs coming in, so I'll definitely vlog planting those. I've got lots of tulips and some muscari coming in, and something else. Tons of tulips though, tons. I went a little tulip nuts. I really love the like, I can't remember what they're called, but they're tulips with like rippled petals. Oh, they're gorgeous. Anyway, so they'll be coming in and I'll be planting those out, which will be fun to show you guys. I would really love to know how your guys' summer was. For us, it was very mixed. We had a lot of highs, a few lows, and like I said, it was mad busy. But it was still good, and it was nice to have our first proper summer and spring in our first home. I mean, it's an amazing thing, and to live in an area where there are walks in the countryside and up in the hills. I mean, we've really enjoyed ourselves in terms of where we're living now. It's been really great. But please tell me some highlights of your summer. I'd love to know and have a discussion in the comments. I really hope you guys are doing well. I'm so happy to be back filming for you. I'm so excited for some of the ideas that I have coming up, and I really hope you enjoy them. Until next time, guys, slán je va. Okay, so I realize that the slán je va might be a little bit weird and taken out of context. That's how I'm going to try and end my videos. But for context, slán je va is a little Gaelic term that's used essentially in the place of cheers in Scotland. So it's a Scottish Gaelic, I believe. I don't think it's Irish Gaelic. Yeah, I could be wrong, but slán je va means good health. So it's like, it's what you say when you would traditionally say cheers. I don't know if anybody cares. I just thought I'd clear that up just in case you were wondering. I quite like the idea of wishing you guys good health at the end of my videos, so I hope that's cool. I've lived in Scotland for over 6 years now, so thought I'd put in some Scottish Gaelic in there, you know, just slide that in real smooth.